You're making more money than you were 3 years ago, and your bank balance looks exactly the same. There are 100 videos out there ready to fix that. Everyone hands you a percentage. 50, 30, 20, 75, 10, 15, different numbers, same 3 moves, all sold as the secret of the top 1%. I spent 12 years working in banking and finance. I saw and learned how wealth is made by compounding and owning real assets, not from savings and investing conservatively at bank rates. As I learned from my high-paying corporate job, your spending rises to meet the level of your income. So here's the deal. I'll give you the method, but it's not a formula, it's a process. 4 minutes, real numbers, no fairy tales. Then I'll give you a checklist you can download for free at the end. 1. Why your income was never the problem. You think you need to earn more. You don't. About 40% of Americans making 6 figures run out of money before the next paycheck. That's the top 20% of earners in this country. Here's what actually happened. You got the raise. 3 months later, the apartment was nicer, the car was newer, and 3 subscriptions had quietly moved in. Every dollar found a job. None of them were working for you. Taxes take up as much as 50% of every new dollar. So it's not that you're bad with money, nobody ever told your money where to go, and money that is not managed with intent gets spent every time, which means if you chase a bigger salary first, you'll just build a more expensive version of the life you're stuck in. 2. The split and why the numbers are made up. 4 buckets, 50, 15, 15, 20, 50% maximum on what you actually need. Rent, power, food, getting to work, insurance, minimum debt payments. That's the list. Restaurants aren't a need. Your gym isn't a need. Your streaming stack is definitely not a need. 15% to a safety net. 15% to investing. 20% to actually enjoying your life guilt-free, because a plan you hate is a plan you quit by March. But here's what nobody else will admit. Those numbers are made up. Nobody can prove 50 is better than 65 because there's no math behind it. We are all unique. And living in NYC is different from living in Tulsa. In real life, 2 things decide this: your rent and your car. And the car is where I watch people quietly blow up their future. The average new car payment just hit a record $770 a month. Add insurance, gas, and repairs, and you're over $1,000 a month to own something worth less every day. It sits in your driveway. Warren Buffett drives the same car and did the math. By compounding the car savings from no payment, the $500 a month equals $1.14 million in 30 years at an average return of 10%. That's what a new car costs you. Same with a new, bigger home. When the average home appreciates at 4% a year and mortgages are almost 7%. That is negative leverage. Compounding your money works for you or you work for it. 3. The safety net. Most people skip. This is the bucket everybody ignores. It's also the one that decides whether the other 3 survive. Bankrate ran the numbers this year. Only 3 in 10 Americans could cover a $1,000 emergency. More than a quarter have nothing saved at all, worst it's ever been. And the real damage isn't the emergency. Your transmission goes, you get laid off, there's no cash, so you sell your investments, except you don't get to pick the day. The stock market doesn't check your calendar. You didn't lose 10 grand. You lost everything that 10 grand would have turned into over the next 20 years. So 6 months of your basic costs sitting in cash, not your whole lifestyle, just the basics, and don't leave it in checking. Open an online savings account. Same as a normal one, except it actually pays you. The good ones pay about 4% right now. Your money's insured, and you can pull it out the same day. Pull money out every paycheck, and you will not miss it. $25, $50, whatever. Just do it and build muscle memory. 4. The number every one of those videos hides. Now investing. People agonize over this for months. It's 3 steps. 1. If your job matches what you put into your retirement account, take every dollar. Your employer is handing you free money. There's no better deal on earth. That is a 100% return on your investment on day 1. 2. Open a Roth IRA. That's just a retirement account where the government never taxes your profits. You pay tax going in and then never again. You will thank me in the future, especially if tax rates are much higher, which I expect they will be. 3. Inside it, buy a low-cost, no-leverage S&P 500 or NASDAQ index fund. That's one investment that owns a tiny piece of the 500 biggest companies in America. You're not picking winners. You're buying all of them. The secret is they rebalance and kick out the losers and average in the value of the winners. That is why it beats 90% of hedge fund and money managers every year for the past 40 years. I don't like most ETFs due to hidden costs, but it's an option I look at when I have a certain thesis like metals or Swiss francs. Bonus 4, when you get comfortable with the top 3, then let's talk alternative assets. This is the secret category of alternative assets, owned and until recently only available to private equity and billionaire families. I will show you how to access this at the end of this video. That's it. That's the whole strategy. Now, the part that separates this video from the rest, every one of them promises you 10% a year, and that's roughly what the American stock market has averaged over the last 100 years. But it ignores one thing: prices go up. About 3.5% a year right now. So $1 in 25 years buys a lot less than $1 today. So let's do this honestly. $1,000 a month for 25 years. Using their 10%, you end up with about 1.3 million. That's the thumbnail number. Now take out the price rises and ask what that money actually buys. Closer to 750,000, which is still incredible to be clear. 300 grand of your own money turns into $750,000. But sit with it. 25 years, perfect discipline, never missed a single month, $750,000. Albert Einstein is credited with saying compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. Let it work for you while you sleep. That's a comfortable retirement. That is not the 1% vibe, what the 1% actually do. Alright, this part I learned the expensive way. I did the whole track, consulting, then banking, then finance, 12 years. I was good at it, and they paid me well for it. I don't regret what I learned. I do regret what it cost my marriage, my health, and most of my friendships. And the entire time I was staring at something it took me years to actually see. Picture a young lawyer at a top firm, best school, top of his class, makes about 200 grand a year. Sounds great, right? Except the firm charges clients over $1,000 an hour for his time. He's bringing in millions. He takes home a salary, somebody else keeps the difference. That's not a story about lawyers. That's the shape of every job you'll ever have. And it's exactly what these paycheck videos can't see. They're teaching you to get a slightly bigger slice of your own paycheck. Michael Jordan made about 90 million playing basketball. Best on the planet at what he did. He made over $1.8 billion from Nike because he didn't just sign a contract. He took a cut of every shoe they sold and about $2 billion from selling his stake in an NBA team he bought on leverage at 4% for about $200 million. Nice returns. And look, an index fund is ownership. That part's real, but it's the slowest version there is. No say, no control, no way to make the thing better. Pays you whatever the market feels like paying. Get rich slowly, not quickly, no leverage unless a guaranteed return exceeds the cost. And stay liquid in index funds and others until you have $1 million. Yes, $1 million. Your goal will be to retire at $5 million liquid, but that takes owning something. So let's talk about that step next. 6. Owning assets right now. More than half of all small business owners in America are over 55. 2 to 3 million of their businesses will change hands this decade, and about half have no plan for who takes over. Their kids don't want it. Their staff can't afford it. About 50% just shut down. And these aren't startups. Plumbing company, heating and air, landscaping, cleaning services, boring businesses with real customers and profit that shows up every month, whether or not you had a good idea that week. Here's how the money works. These usually sell for 2 to 4 times whatever they make in a year. So one making 400 grand a year sells for around 1.2 million. And there's a government-backed SBA loan at up to 90% leverage built for exactly this. It wants only 10% down. Even better is to use seller financing, which is the only way I will buy a business. $120,000 to own the whole thing. There's still real money left over every month after the loan payment. And in 10 years, the loan is gone and it's all yours. I'm not going to pretend that's easy. I've had deals fall apart doing everything by the book. Bad years happen. This is work. The results of owning an asset that will sell for 4-6x cash flow if you can get it to $500K or better, $1 MM, and you are set for life, for your children's life, if you don't have 10 kids. And the timing is the real story. AI is eating office jobs faster than anyone expected, but somebody still has to fix the pipe. Those businesses aren't getting automated, they're getting sold right now by owners who are tired. So the basics again: cap your expenses. Best way is to put your monthly expenses into an AI of your choice and ask it to suggest ways to save money. 6 months of cash somewhere that pays you. Free money from work by maxing out 401k, then an IRA Roth up to the max, then an index fund for 10% plus all, on autopilot. Then look to acquire a real asset like commercial real estate or a business or alternative assets, letting someone else buy the businesses. You want the higher returns to work for you, and compounding will make you look like a genius even if you invest rather than own the asset/business. Do that and you'll be fine. Better off than almost everyone you know. The salary with auto deductions and investing makes you comfortable. Owning something changes the outcome and gives you real wealth and freedom, and that's a decision you can actually make this year. It starts now. I'm not your financial advisor, and this isn't personal financial advice. I want you're building something, or you're circling the idea of buying your first business and you don't know where to begin. Come find me on LinkedIn. I read what people send me. I answer more of it than I probably should, and I'd rather have that conversation with you at 54 than hear the regret version at 74. Links below. Go start.